Hello, everyone. I'm just going to mute this. And it's good to be here with you all again. I am here on the new moon where we are feeling a lot right now. And so, what better way to process than with art? So, we're here for another creative studio hour with TashaFay Designs. I kind of want to take off my Zoom background so you can see actually an even more fun background. I'm actually in a cool spot right now. Oh, I was hoping that might do something better, but let's just, yeah, this is my little creative art corner. Got some fun lights and some fun posters up. So, yeah, and we are here for another creative studio hour with a new moon eclipse in Leo in our midst. So, just a reminder that this is a great time to, as we get into some art creation, which, as you can see, I've got this Five Element Ohana sign I'm working on again, which I'm now wondering if I should make it say fifth. So, but I think I still like five. Let me know in the chat if you want to share your opinion there. But right now I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to show you how I plot points and vectorize it, getting it ready for printing into metal or wood. This would work for metal or wood. So that's kind of where we're at with this sign. So I figured let's show you some real tips and show you how I would plot these points in Illustrator. Or if you don't have the Adobe suite, there's another app I like called Linearity Curve that would also let you plot points if you don't need the full Adobe suite or just feel a certain way about Adobe. Okay, so this eclipse time, these eclipse energies are reminding us and that we can get through them as we a lot easier if we let go of the things our ego is clinging on to. So, what relationships are you holding on to, professional or personal, that it's just sucking your life force or not really serving you? What do you need to let go of? That's what we're asking ourselves this new moon. So, be kind to yourself, honor your intuition, and notice how you balance masculine and feminine energies. And then let me know if you're tuning in what you what you what your biggest wish for this new moon is. Would love to know. Let's help each other. Let's write it down, put it in the chat, put it in stone, basically permanent. So because people will be able to see the chat as they rewatch this. So let's help each other be accountable to what our and remember what our biggest and share what our biggest wish is so that it's more likely to come through. True. So before we get into vectorizing, let's just pull a quick Moonology card. to see, to guide our session today. And yes, I just get cold easily, so I'm going to put on my hoodie, because I'm a hoodie addict. Yes, self-proclaimed hoodie addict. That's me. Alright. This time I'm also standing, which is kind of nice, so my body really likes that right now. And I'm shuffling, and I'm calling in my guides, my ancestors, my moon guides, my earth guides, my air guides, my star guides, my plant guides, our plant guides. What will help me share and stay tuned to the new moon energies that this audience needs to hear? What help me stay tuned to this Leo new moon? The full moon eclipse. Another eclipse. We got an eclipse card just for the full moon, and it's telling us that conclusions are within reach. So if you're feeling like things are up in the air and it's maybe a bit frustrating, have no fear. You will reach a conclusion soon. Things, whether you like it or not, but wishing that it turns out into your favor and you do like it. So, alright, conclusions are within reach. That's also good because we're about to conclude on this sign. Okay, so I'm in Fresco now, Adobe Fresco. So this is pretty easy transfer when you're using Adobe products. If I were doing this, let's say I was sketching in Procreate, I would probably save it as an image and then upload it into Linearity Curve. Right, so you can do a quick export even, which I'm not in Procreate, I'm in Fresco, but if I were using Linearity Curve and Procreate, you would just save the image from Procreate. This in case I'm using Fresco. Then you would open Linearity Curve. Oh, apparently I did not upload this or think to do this because it's kind of a last minute idea I decided to share with you. How I would do this if I didn't have the Adobe. Sweet. Just download the image. If it was a hand-drawn sketch and I used a physical sketchbook, I would scan it in with either a scanner app, maybe that's just your phone camera these days. Phones are real smart right there. Or maybe you have an actual scanner on your printer. That's honestly honestly they're both just as good. So it just depends on what you have available. And then you save it to your camera or iCloud. And apparently I need to re-log in. Don't look at my password. Okay. Wow, you like really don't want to work for me right now. Okay. Wow. That did not. What? That's not. Whoa. Ugh. It's like, okay. I keep failing on that and I don't want to keep putting in because I guess it just makes me nervous doing this on the live stream. So how about I just stop sharing real quick? Just gonna stop sharing real quick. I'm going to log in here so that I feel. Yep. Okay. Logging in to. Okay. Apparently LastPass wants me to do all kinds of things right now. Okay. Please don't. Please don't. Really? Okay. Alright. Apparently, maybe I logged in with Google. Getting a little stuck in login issues. So I'm just gonna log in with Google right now. Okay, we're gonna do this. But I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna use single sign-on. Alright. Troubleshoot. Really? Well, that's lame. Okay. It sure seemed like. We're just gonna do this. Okay. So, first of all, let's show you this. I'm gonna share my screen again. So, yep, I am going to show you that there is an upgrade path, but you obviously don't need to do that just yet. If you like it, if you want to be using it more often, it's pretty affordable, more affordable than Adobe, but not necessarily if you need all the other Adobe things. So, just an option if it turns out to be right to you, for you. There it is. And then you would just upload, you just start a new document. I'm gonna do it use maybe this size.
It's chilly up here. Is that what you want?
Okay, it's been a minute since I've used this one. I do remember there's a way, there's a way, there's a way, there's a way. Where was it? File or photo, right? So then you would upload a file or you would upload a photo. Gonna upload this. No, it's very good at giving you prompts to upgrade if that's what you need. Then you can decrease the opacity. And then you would just switch. Well, I cannot answer that right now. That's probably telling me something's ready. And yeah, and then you would use the pen tool. That's the direct selection tool, right? Which comes in handy at times. I'll show you. Right, node selection. That's what they call it. Selection, node selection, which comes in handy as you use the pen tool. And I think this is going to, and then you just zoom in. Fewer points are better. Oh, what? What's going on? Didn't look like it failed here. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Record.
Okay, we're going to...
Shooting in progress.
Okay. There we go. Okay. That was weird. Weird technical difficulties. Okay. Then you would just go in there and you would start plotting. Well, failing. Can be where you fine tune some things. And this is where the node selection tool comes in handy. But then this is where I don't think it started a new layer. those layers. No. New layer. Undo. And you could change opacity up. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Just trying to zoom in here. Perfect. But let's maybe give it another go over in Illustrator. Show you how that works, because that's really what I like to use. But I want to give you a little tutorial about how I might use this. So not perfect, but that's kind of how you do it. Okay, so let's go back over to here. Because Adobe really makes this easy. By just letting us hit. Actually, I have a bit of an issue with this because I don't. Well, no, actually, this will work for me here. Caveat, if you share your Adobe account with anyone else, this may send it to whoever you share it with desktop. For me, or a different iPad on the account. So there's some settings to maybe tweak or something I still haven't figured out there. But what does work for me, because the Illustrator desktop somehow is sent to my husband's computer. But the Illustrator iPad will just open Illustrator right here. So we're gonna go with that. And I always convert layers to objects because it's easier to edit. This import hidden layers object. I don't know why you're trying to do that. That's interesting. Maybe you can switch it to Linearity Curve too. Probably not. Anyway, this import hidden layers is nice if you. I tend to turn it off because by the time I'm sending it to Illustrator, I probably have those layers hidden because they're old sketches that I don't want to cloud up this flow, and I'm working on polishing. So the less layers, the better, right? It's less layers to have to clean up if you just don't import the hidden layers. But that option is there if you have a reason to want the hidden layers. Maybe you want to be more transparent with a client or something. Okay. Alrighty then. So that's all of that. Oop. And that's all of that. Huh. Oh, I guess I used a pixel brush for those dimensions. But there's my vector layer of the sign. So we're going to rename this sign text and sign border. Interesting that, oh, I didn't realize that was a vector layer, but I guess it is. Just because it's an image. So yeah, we're basically, probably a good idea to just lock all of these layers because we're going to start a new layer. And use the pen tool to do what you started seeing me do there. I do kind of want to play one of my oh. I'm gonna put on some creative music for me. It's not necessarily going to come through for you, but I will put a link to what I'm listening to in the chat. And this is a DJ on YouTube that I've been loving. Her name is Techno Llama. She's got a cute little llama next to all her sets. And this one is titled Warm Cosmic Dub and Electronic Techno and Electronica to remind you that everything is going to be okay. Don't we need that? It's a good mood lifter. So that's what I'm gonna listen to. And so I have something and I'm going to put it in the chat so you can listen to it as well. All right, wonderful. Okay, let's just go ahead and name this layer polished text. Maybe we'll rename it, but it's good enough for now. Okay, we are there. We are grooving. And this is also why I like Illustrator, because I can, especially using Illustrator iPad, that's one of the things I like about using the pen on Illustrator iPad is I can see the angles a little better to make sure I'm getting right. What? No. Nope, that's an error. And you're gonna be weird on me. Okay, well, we're gonna move this up a bit. This is where it's nice. The more accurate your sketch is, you might do some tweaks. Like you can kind of see there's a little bit of a gap along the left. So I'm like, ooh, that's more perfect. But then there are also some stylistic changes, and that's why I work so long to get my sketch really dialed in so that this part was easier. And an iPad, that makes it a lot easier to individually move the handles. These are each handles. On computer, I think you have to use like shift key or something. Okay, this is where I really need you to. There we go. Okay. Alright, it's gonna change this handle. Maybe that's just better. Okay. Oh, what? Okay. This is where these headphones start to get uncomfortable. Hold on. I'm going to adjust this. So if anyone has upgraded from JBLs or maybe they never use their JBLs and have a comfier set of headphones, let me know. I will take your recommendations. Okay, dude. I need to like, there we go. I might need to edit those a little more. This is where I'm like, this is where always doing 0 and 45s does not always work, and you have to do some adjustments. Actually going to click on this. There is always that option. We can simplify path. That did some simplification. I can on the node, you have more options. Oof. Here on this path, you have more path options when you're on the direct selection or the node tool, and when you're on just the selection tool, you have more shape builder options. Good little tip to remember. Still not quite simplifying it the way I want. And also, it just is, technically I could simplify this and this would work. Oh. Yeah. We could also just clean up this path. Pardon me. I'm gonna sit down. How am I gonna test this? Can you still? No. Oh, you can kind of still see me. Okay.
It's not. No, I mean there's a calculator because I think calculators are like helpful. So like you can, yeah. Oh, we'll just see. Yeah, like I've got a whole bunch of boilerplate like options for the computer. Where to find it is knowing it's at the battle. Let's see, I know how that's right. Yeah, cool. And I did notice that where I got like, yeah, and including the like, I mean, I scheduled one. So tell me, like, did you didn't book it like more than 4 hours out either, I believe, and I definitely got until we got the 4 hour email, which doesn't make sense. They're not really. Um, and I'm gonna meet with the team on Friday to start going through some of the like snapshot stuff and especially based on current looking like how well our factors snapshot providing first.
I guess there's only one F. Maybe I don't need to be on that.
Yeah, like I feel like if there is this like like if I book a meeting with Todd, that's the first stuff that I'll get the number of email the job is involved. A lot of it. Yeah. Yeah. But is it ready for me to at least be like, hey, Bill, this is what's happening on landing page, still doing that. So we're talking to tomorrow. So I do want this to like, you know, it doesn't need to be perfect because we're not going like, hey, let us know what podcast we're going to plot it into. But I think we're and this is good to be honest. I've been in search that happening. Yeah,
Oh, this is a lot more efficient. This is a little bit of a tedious task, but it's also one of the things I think is fun. So there's that. Put it up in the other. This one I want to make sure. It's the first one, so I'll keep it just to be. These. But the reason I'm doing this is if you label them, it can be easier to combine it'll be easier to combine the right layers into a single path. What is this? It'll be easier to combine everything into the right path. Huh. Are you hearing me? Suddenly I'm not sure if you're hearing me. Testing. I think you are. Maybe this is making it weird. Testing. Okay, yeah, it did seem like it was working. Okay. I'm just gonna turn off the music, even though I was really liking that, just because I want to make sure you can hear me. Alright. So yeah, the reason I'm taking the time to rename is so it's easier to combine. And then that might take a lot of the vectorizing work out because I already used a vector brush. So yeah, okay. Wow, music really helps me vibe though. Wow, interesting. Okay. Um, there's only one eye. That's okay. I'm gonna move this up to the other eyes. We're gonna move this down to the other V's. And actually, I might just delete that. This is also the process to delete those super unnecessary points. Okay. Move this all the way up there. And this is why you do a digital sketch and use vector brushes. I'm actually going to call this one 3. Three, 2. Then this one goes up here. Okay, we'll label this. Oh, then we'll move this up to the eyes. That was actually totally okay. Then this is Oh no, actually the D3. Oh, and actually, D4, there's a lot of E's. This is E2. No, wait. Ah, fuck. No. This is E3. Hold on. This is E. No, yeah, that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. E. E. Wait, you gotta make sure you're here. Alright. Well, it has now been an hour. We didn't quite finish this today, but I did show you how to. I did not quite reach the conclusion of this project. That's okay. I showed you how to use Linearity Curve, which you can start with a pretty solid free option to make sure you like it before you pay for it, and it is a more affordable option. I also showed you how I went from Fresco to Adobe Illustrator on the iPad, and reasons why I really like using an Apple Pencil to plot points. It's really helpful. So I hope that this stream was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed and maybe learned something. If you learned something, let me know in the comments. And also, it'd be great if you could subscribe. Tell me that you liked what you saw, that you learned something, and that you would let me do this again. That's what subscribing, that's what saying, mentioning something in the comments about what you learned or what you might want to see next, or whatever. Those are just a couple options you can share. So thank you for watching if you're tuning in later, and I appreciate any feedback you have to give. Bye for now. I'll see you next week at 3:30 Pacific time here on YouTube and Twitch. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you're tuning in from, wherever you are in this moment. Remember, conclusions are within reach. Be easier on yourself through this lunar eclipse. Let go and be aware of where your pride, your Leo pride, might be in the way. We need a little bit of it. That's good. Okay. So don't completely let go of it, but just be aware of where it might need to be checked and balance that your own masculine and feminine energy. Reach out if you need any support. You know where to find me in the comments or on my website.